Pinterest is one of my go-to sites for inspiration, and this series is all about taking that inspiration and making it your own. Welcome, it's Barbara from Vienna, Austria. So this is my Pinterest board, and by the way, this board is public. I will link it for you below, as well as my Pinterest inspired playlist in case you want to check those out. So currently I have 35 pins here. I've added a few recently. So there's lots of inspiration here, and I received the question, how do I find these kinds of pins? So either I will search for mixed media tags, or in this case, I think I searched for mixed media collage. So those will give you results like this. If you know my series, you've seen some of these projects. For example, I've done this one on a tag. I think that was my last one from last November. There's a few other ones I've tackled. I've done this one on a card. I've done this one as a tag. So all of those are in that playlist that is linked below in case you're interested. I've done this one on a journal cover. And I think that's it. So let's go back up. So today I'm in the mood for a journal page, and this one really stuck out to me. I just love their long dresses made with all these scraps. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to create this page in this beautiful journal made by my dear friend Honey. As always, Honey's Instagram is linked below, and as always, I have to mention that unfortunately she does not sell these kinds of journals, so please do not bombard her with messages asking her for these journals. So I've already picked out a page. Which is this one, because I'm not very happy with the look of that. So the first decision I had to make was, where do I get those heads from? If I would have magazines, that would have been my first thought, to go through those and to see if I could find a few heads that I could use. But I don't have a single magazine here. Can you believe it? So then I remembered that I had this 30-day portrait draw challenge that I made for myself last summer. And these are in this book here. So if you want to see how I did in that challenge, you can watch that video, which I'm also linking for you below. So I documented my journey from day 1 to day 30. I took a photo of 3 of these, and then I decided to make a printable out of it in case you have the same problem and you can't find any other faces anywhere. You can find this linked below in the description box as well in my shop. So this is what they look like at 100%. This is what they look like at 80%, but I decided to go with 60% because otherwise they would not have fit on this page. And as you can see, I just cut out their heads without the neck because I think I'll be drawing the necks. So that's what the heads look like cut out at 60%. So my plan is to make some sort of a background and then to put these 3 women here. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a scrap piece of paper and place that underneath my ladies so that I can draw the neck and the dress. So I'm taking the Pinterest picture as reference. So I want to kind of do a similar shape of the neck and shoulder part. They're going to go all the way to the bottom of the page. So the dresses are going to overlap a bit. So I'm just going to move this so that we have enough space because I'm going to be cutting these out. Didn't leave enough space. Okay, let's redo this one. So next I'm going to cut these out. So then we have these. How fun is that? I don't know yet how I want them overlapping. Do I want the middle one to be on top? Maybe. Yeah, maybe that's better. Super fun. So next, let's decorate the dresses with our scraps. So I went through my scrap box and I just pulled out all of the ones that spoke to me at the moment, not worrying about will they fit together or not. Any scrap that sparked joy is going to join me to play. So just go with your intuition. What you're into at the moment is what you should choose. So then I'm just going to tear them up into different strips and work on all three at the same time. Do I want them all to have pieces of the same scrap? No, not necessarily. I like the torn edges. If you want straight edges, then just cut your scraps. This is so much fun. I'm always happy to have a use for scraps. So at the top here where the arms are, we do need to pay a bit of attention to the shape. So that's where I'm actually cutting a straight edge. And now it's too short for this side. Good job, good job. Nailed it. Actually, this one also doesn't work. It doesn't go far enough. I want her to have a butterfly. So once we get past the arm stage, it'll be much easier because then we'll just cut it from the back, so I don't have to worry about the edges being exact anymore.
You know how much I love you. You put my favorite song on. I put my feet up and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together?
It's very interesting. Without having planned it, I do have a color palette here, don't I? Like these soft pastels and earthy tones. This just happened. So fun. I'm also trying to vary the width of my strips. It is a bit fiddly, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm totally not feeling this green gold.
The time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you sleep. You don't know I'm looking.
I think I got it. So now I have to glue everything down. And I'm just using regular glue and I'm just working from the bottom up. Once we have all of our pieces glued down, we just turn them around and cut away anything that is overlapping our dress. So let's see what they would look like with the heads on them. Ha! How cute are these? They make me happy. I think to make my life easier, I'm just going to glue these down a little bit. Might help to open the glue bottle, Barbara, so that they don't keep moving too much. And now I need to decide on a background color. You see on the card, she used a contrasting color so that the colors of the dresses really pop. So that's one option. The other option would be to use a pale color to make it very harmonious. So to see what that would look like, you can just take a piece of cardstock, and I think that would actually be very cute as well. very, very feminine. Yeah, I think I like that better actually. I think that goes so well with the colors I have here. I think they still stand out because they're stronger, but it's a very soft background. Let's see, here I have like a beige. It's also a nice neutral background, but I think I like the pink better. But I want to test a few more options before I make my final decision. So let's try this one. I think that's a bit much, no? Yeah, not loving that. And let's try more of a contrasting color. Unfortunately, I don't have any teal, but just so that we would see if we have a strong contrasting background color. No, not loving that. And I have this red. No, that's also too much. I think the pink is the way to go. I want the background to have some interest as well, so I want to start off by adding some texture. So use what you have. This is a drywall tape. Always fun for texture. Then I also have some painter's tape. Crumple that up a little bit, add some wrinkles. We could add some stenciling with some texture paste. I will link this stencil for you below this video, and I have some texture paste that I made a while ago. It's just white gesso and fine-grained sand mixed together.
Everything is complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling.
Once that has dried, I'm going to paint over it. I have this Anita's all-purpose acrylic paint in baby pink. I think I'll add some white to that.
This moment, can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment, can we stay here together?
This is just white gesso.
If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever.
Maybe a bit more pink. I don't want this dark showing through, so I'm just going to keep adding layers until that disappears. I should probably dry it in between two. I dried that quickly and I just want to see how much these are actually covering up. And I see that actually they're covering up this whole bottom part, so I don't need to worry about that. I need to focus on this part right here. So I want to definitely get rid of all of that dark background. Now I'm trying to mix in some white that should stay on the surface because I want some variation in my tones. And then I also want to add some of my Distress Oxide Spray Kitsch Flamingo. I think that should work well and shouldn't be too, let's say, disrupting because I don't want a crazy background. I want the intention to go mostly to the dresses. So I want to spray it through this fun stencil, which is from PM Artist Studio. It's called Rusty Rivets. I will link this for you below, and I also have a discount code for orders over $30. I think that's perfect. So let's see what our ladies will look like on top. It is a bit more busy than I had anticipated, but I think it's okay. And I think it still works because we have the design up here where we have the more neutral heads with the white. If we had too much of this design next to this, they would totally be competing, but I'm okay with this composition. So now I just have to glue these ladies down. Then I want to create a little more depth, so I want to add some shadow here to the side of this dress. I'm using this Stabilo Woody 3-in-1 pen. Usually I would use my black Stabilo All pencil. Did I say pen? It's a pencil. But I can't seem to find that, so I'm going to go with this instead. This would, of course, work a lot better if I would have put some clear gesso on it, but I forgot. And then I'll add some shadow around all of the figures. It's really quite tricky when you have so many different surfaces, and of course, color is going to react differently on each surface. I would definitely suggest to add some clear gesso on top before you do this part.
Forever. I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment.
As you can see, this is not quite going as planned. This is dry now, well, sort of. And you can see that I have some of the black now in the hair and on their body. What to do? I don't know. I think the first thing, and maybe the only thing I can do, is to color their hair darker so that we won't see those spots. So let's start off with that rather than running away to cry. And I guess they all have really dark, really long hair. Actually, just like in the card. What a coincidence. I would not have done that. So that's today's Pinterest-inspired quirky page. I had a lot of fun. I hope you do too if you try this out. Go to Pinterest, find some inspiration, and have fun in your journal. Love you guys. Mwah, mwah.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on. I put my